Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Kyle. I'm here at the Mooreland house. This video we're going to go over the latest accomplishments.
So as you can see here, this is the hall entrance to the master restroom, or full restroom. The gap on the door will help you kind of feel the stance of the floor here. We've got about a 2 to 2.5 inch drop, and that's that double beam underneath that we're repairing for the stairs here. Problem is we're going to have to lift all of this up to the right height to put that other beam back in there. So good thing we built the floor on the ground level strong enough to be able to support the weight of pushing this up. So this is the wall that is 2.5 inches listering here on this side here. As you can see, these are those bathroom floor joists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got to shore all of this up and this side so we can replace this center, so that we can replace that one at the same time, so we can tie them together on the ground here and get that shored up level, so that we're only lifting the wall one time. We don't want to lift it to replace this beam. We want to lift it once to replace this beam and this beam. Once this is replaced, then we have something sturdy to stand on, and then we can come in here and we can replace this floor joist here for the bathroom, and then that one. It's really not all that much when you have something to stand on. There is a crucial element of having a foundation. This is another view of what we just looked at from downstairs. So these floor joists go into this brick wall here, they go into that brick wall there, and they form a floor. This one gave up on that teamwork. This one has been compromised by people and saws and leaking plumbing, and this one's garbage too, missing most of the bottom of it. So we're going to replace that, this double over here. So we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in this room here. And then we'll have our work cut out there, but at least we'll have a floor to stand on to handle this one. And then guess what that means? We'll be able to stand in the corner of the attic. So we had to build a scaffolding system to shore up the walls, to have something to stand on, something to work on. A typical scaffolding really wouldn't work in this scenario, so we made what we needed to. Here we are, taking down the triple beam that holds up the wall. As you can see, there's not much wood left in that material. Look at the intricacy of this scaffolding system slash wall and floor support. Good thing we did all that repair on the floor joists. So we got the triple beam in here, and we're getting the sidewall clear of all the broken floor joists. We had to fix this staircase chase here so that we could get up and down, obviously, because we're going in and out of that corner of the house. Here's a point of view looking up at that beam, what is holding up that wall. Sorry, the camera was a little shaky. Okay, a lot shaky. And here we are cutting more of that triple beam out of there that is, termite rotten and water soaked, from leaking roof and leaking plumbing, and it's not even really wood, it's kind of just a pulp. And this was delicate work because we didn't want to lose that wall up there. So here's another point of view. Look at this, walking around on the catwalk, cutting off the lead pipe, getting this thing out of the way. Cut like butter. So we clean out these sockets and we clean them out on the other side. That's where he was when you just didn't see him. These are where the new floor joists slip into the wall. They got to be clean so that we can get the floor joists in evenly and make sure that we can get them level and that it's not a temporary level. It's secure. More plumbing in the plumbing scrap pile. So we're going through here and we're going through any of this wood that is 130 years old that still could be used in any fashion. Some of these sections of wood are 16 feet long and only 4 feet of them are bad. So there's a lot of salvageable wood that is not the same quality wood that you get today. So we try to salvage whatever we can and use it in many places. Sometimes you don't see it, or sometimes you do. Usually when you see it, it blends in because it's all weathered. But we do repurpose a lot of this wood. Definitely is a team effort. Everybody knows what we're looking for. We're not going to throw anything away that we're going to need later. And some of this wood we just hope can stay in one piece so we can get it into the dumpster. It's so rotten. So here we are under the scaffolding that's supporting the floor on one side of the wall and the floor on the other side of the wall, and then we have another wall that is at the intersection here that we're going to be lifting this whole thing up about 2.5 inches. This whole triple beam right here, we got to lift that up about 2.5 inches so that we could put the end floor joist on there. Bottle jacks, we used 2 of them, and we put this on the floor that we just replaced all the floor joists on and the new underlayment, and then we put down some lumber on top of that so that we weren't having increased pounds per square inch on just the base of the jack. You'll see. And then we lifted up this wall 2.5 inches. See, there you go. There's the surface area that we got on each. Here it is, held in place. Locked the stilts into place so that when I set down the camera and I put it on time lapse, I didn't realize that the time lapse was going to be so quick, or maybe I was working so fast that it didn't pick it up at the right speed, but that's what we got from through the doorway, unfortunately. This is through a hole in the wall in the bathroom. So the joists are in, we're setting in the blockings. These blockings not only keep the boards from twisting, they keep them equally spaced. They also provide a landing point for the underlayment to land uniformly, so we have somewhere to screw the edges to. This technology is a little bit more material consuming than the X-brace method that they originally did. Maybe it was good enough for them, but we're doing it again. So whatever they did didn't last forever. Well, hopefully this will last forever. And we're also using screws instead of nails, so there won't be any squeaky floors and loose floorboards. This should stay tight for a while, a long while. So this big pipe that's coming through the brick wall here, that's a sewage pipe, and it exits the building, but it's broken in so many places, but it is so integrated into the wall here that taking it out is going to be a challenge in its own, and probably cause more damage to the corner of this wall than it may be worth at this point. So the reason being is this cast iron is so rusted and rotten that it pretty much will only come apart by breaking it, and the way that pipe is laced through the wall, it's pretty sketchy. So you can't see it from this angle, but the other floor joists that are underneath the wall are being leveled, locked in place. Here he comes. Locked in place, shored up on one side, locked into the bricks on both sides, and made level so that when we go to put a bathtub in here, it's not going to run away from the drain. It's going to run towards the drain. We're going to be able to do that because we have a level floor to start with. It's not very quick and easy. It's pretty time consuming, and has a couple crucial points. It's got to be square, and it's got to be true top and bottom so that there's no overlapping edges on either end, so that the drywall doesn't hang on the bottom or the flooring doesn't sit on the top. And yeah, nails are probably quicker and easier, but nails are not screws, and screws last a lot longer. So here's another look at that blocking going in. And this maybe will help you see how it keeps the floor joists all parallel, and it keeps them all the blocks are perpendicular to the joist, so it's very uniform, and that's important for future processes, is that it's uniform. You know, if we have to run some plumbing, wiring, we got to keep in mind that we're not just thinking about this as a floor, but this is also a ceiling, so it's got to be looked at from both sides when this stuff is done. So here's a view from the bottom of it. Like I said, we had to look at it from two sides. We also have to look at it from a frontal and a interior point of view. So here we are back looking down through the hole in the wall. More blocking. What we do is we put a support across the bottom that holds both of the joists together, and then we'll set the block in place, and then we'll get it square, and then we'll screw it in place. And the reason we put it on the bottom there is so that it A, doesn't fall on your head, and B, it isn't going to protrude the bottom of the floor joist, so when we put drywall there, it's not going to crack the drywall, unbeknownst, because it's hanging down 1/8 of an inch, and we're screwing it to the lumber that we just put there and know it's true. So with the mindset of we've got to keep everything in order, before we put all these blockings in, we have to put the sheets of underlayment in while we have an opening. Otherwise, we'd have to cut them to fit them through the doorway or to go up the stairway or whatnot. So we're going to push them up through the floor joists. We're trying to locate a place to put them up there, so we're communicating on where to set them so that we can continue to work without them being in the way, because the width of this room is exactly the width we need these sheets to be. Later we find out that that the wall isn't square, and we have to trim them to fit, and there it is. So there's quite a bit going on here. So this is the point where we find out that the wall of the house is not square. The reason we know this is we put a square piece of wood up against the walls, and it does not fit the walls. And these aren't walls that we can really adjust, because these are the perimeter walls that are 4 courses of brick. So they're going to end up being what they are, and we're just going to have to work around those. So what you don't see is we're trying to calculate how to keep all our sheet lengths the same.
So here we are in the side stairwell. We've got the new floor, which obviously is dirty, but we've got this accomplishment here. We've replaced the flooring for the full bathroom. Not only the flooring, but we replaced the floor joists and the sheeting. This beam here and this beam here. We had to push this beam here up 2.5 inches, which is holding the wall for the full bathroom. So the full bathroom the wall had fallen 2.5 inches. Obviously that pulls down what's attached above. Thankfully there really isn't anything attached above. It's in the attic, and there's not a wall or rafters or any of that holding that down. We've also replaced the 3 stringers here. The middle one doesn't look like it's new, but that is new. That is salvaged out of some floor joist material that's heart pine. It's 130 years old. Anytime we can reuse anything, we try to reuse it, and we try to use the same goods that were used originally to put this thing together. So solid.
This is all new. This is so we can run some power through the chase, if you would. It's so cold in here. Rather than doing it this way where you chisel away the structure. Here we are in the master bedroom, or bathroom, sorry. Again, another place that was too eerie to even step a foot out into. All the floor joists have been replaced, socketed into the wall here, anchored on the concrete or brick wall over there. We've now got a roof out here. So we're doing a lot of things, and not everything is getting caught on video. Look at new doors for the carriage barn. But we are making headway here. Every day we're getting something done.